So let me do a comparison between a JSON file and an XML file and understand what is the difference. So this is a product.json that we have already seen, but I have not gone through all the details with you. But as it is a human readable format, I'll just walk you through what is this all about. So this is a product.json file representing some product, right? So you have a product tag and starting to represent to say these are all the product items. You have 3 rows in it, row 1, row 2, row 3. Row 1 indicate one product, row 2 indicate another product, row 3 indicate the third product. Each product have product ID, product name, the name of the product, description about the product, it has a price of the product, the availability of stock, then in what colors that product is available, right? So I'm taking an example of a phone, like 3 phones, iPhone, S8 and XS, right? And I've given some description of the phone and the price and the availability, let's say the stock availability, and then the colors I've used black, white and ash, black, blue and green. And then the one that I've indicated that I don't know the color because it might not be available in any other colors, or I don't know the data, I don't have a data to represent that colors, right? So I've set that as null, right? So this is basically a simple product information that I'm showing in 3 rows. Let's say if you want to represent the same data of product in XML, right? You define something like this. You will have a product, you will have row 1, row 2 and row 3. You see, I have to scroll down to see the whole data, wherein I have all the data here just in one shot. So what I want to compare is basically how you represent data between XML and the JSON, and both JSON and XML are data interchange format, right? And we are doing the same thing. We have row 1, row 2 and row 3, and then we have product ID, name, description, price, availability of the product, and basically different colors of the product, right? The null is represented something like this. We don't use a keyword called null, we just don't open the tags and then close it. Okay, this basically represents there's no data in the colors of this particular product. Okay, the main difference between these two files are basically the file size. So let me show you that. So these are the same files. If you look at the path, right, it's the same path. Okay, so this I'm showing you the 2 path of the JSON and XML. So this is the XML. XML is 800 bytes and JSON is 500 bytes. So it's almost a double size for XML. And the main reason that you have to see here is JSON is lightweight, right? The JSON size is lighter, so it's easy to communicate between systems. Let's say imagine a scenario, right? You have to send a data from a computer to your iWatch. An iWatch, being such a lightweight device, cannot handle huge size of volume of data. So if you use XML based communication like web service SOAP from your iWatch, typically it's gonna be very slow, right? Because the size of the XML will be the restriction there, and then you cannot get away with it because SOAP works with XML. But let's say you use a different technology like REST, or you do an HTTP, right? And then you want to change your structure from XML to JSON. You will see a immediate speed, because the size of the JSON will be half of the XML size. That's where the JSON has actually came into the market and become very, very popular because of this one serious condition. That's basically it's lightweight and it's win over the XML of size constraint. The other differences I'll show you and I'll talk about it. So this is the difference between JSON and XML. I'll go line by line. Okay, the first difference is JSON is a text based format, not a language, right? Basically XML is a markup language. Because it's a language, it has a lot of rules defined in it, whereas JSON is a very free form text based format. You can define whatever you want to define, but it has some syntax rules though, which I'm going to discuss in the next section. The second difference is JSON is free to define anything, right? JSON doesn't say you have to use something like this. Our opening tag name should end with same name of the opening tag, and then you should use the closing tag symbols, right? It doesn't have those kind of rules. It just have very simple, straightforward, like 5 rules or 7 rules, and then that's it. That's what's the rule about JSON. Where in XML there are lots of rules that you have to follow, and it's very strictly typed, right? JSON, as I shown you, it's smaller in size. XML is big in size due to basically of markups. And JSON is similar to JavaScript object literals. So when browser read JSON, it actually know JavaScript, so it know how to read JSON. Where in XML, the browser need to parse XML, right? So it's basically slow in processing compared to how JSON is read in the browser. And one difference though is JSON does not support namespace nor comments. You cannot even write comments in JSON. Where in XML, both are supported. You can write namespaces and then you can write comments. That's basically the difference between JSON and XML. But I want to leave you, one good difference that you always want to know about JSON versus XML. JSON wins over XML over the size, and JSON is a lightweight data exchange between two systems compared to XML. But also remember, JSON can handle lightweight and simple structures. It can even do some complex stuff. But when it comes to a business process structures, like EDI or B2B, XML stand out because it has to be complex to differentiate all those complex segments and structures that a business needs. And if you look at the standards that's out there, like Rosetta Net, EDI, those are not JSON based today. Those are not defined in JSON today, and they don't support JSON today. So if you want to convert into JSON, you don't have a supporting organization in the background who can support your data. So stick with XML when you want to do a B2B like EDI, Rosetta Net, because they have a standard and predefined pips for it, and predefined structures and documentation around it. But if you want to exchange a simple text that from one system to other system, and go always with JSON, that's basically the future now.